Hi, good morning, beautiful day. Um, I want to talk a little bit about gifts. We all have different gifts, and sometimes we just don't recognize what the heck we have. I know before my accident, I knew, yeah, I could sew, I could, do my kind of cross stitch, I could do crafts and like that, but I didn't even look at myself as a gift and gifts I could give people. I was a social worker and I helped people, but though it wasn't just a job for me because I was in earlier than my shift and I left much later than I was supposed to. Um, but after the accident, um, coming back, you can actually see yourself a lot better if you really look. And gifts such as, yeah, I can still do my crafts, but I look at them a different way because I have to work my way up to not having so much effort. Like I actually get figured out some things more. They look clearer. They look. I can conquer them. I can do them a different way. But just you as a person, I've never had a high self-esteem at all, or any self-esteem. I always listen to everybody else and what they said. So getting to know me, I can see that I'm a decent person, at least that I'm better than what I ever thought I could be. Though yes, work is progress. I'm not perfect, but I can see things. I can see things in people. I can see things in me. Um, because you can change things, anything. Even genes, you can change the way your body processes things, and the genes you have that you inherit doesn't mean it has to be imprinted in you. You can change anything. And change is hard. If you're the same type of person doing the same things all the time, it's comfort. If you get out of that zone and change and do something different, it's scary. But if you do a little bit at a time, one thing at a time, it's not so scary. Um, you can go extreme, but then, it depends how much you can take, honestly. If you go one thing at a time, you don't miss anything, you see the process, you understand truly you can see a lot better. Everybody's in such a hurry. Let me get in a hurry to get from point A to point Z. And, I've learned time is very precious, but time doesn't really matter. It's what you accomplish. Doesn't matter how long that deadline is. Yes, there are deadlines that you have to follow, don't get me wrong, when you're working, when you're doing a project, but for you to accomplish, life doesn't have to be on a timeline. If you give yourself extra time, like in the morning, give yourself extra time. Wake up a half hour earlier than what you usually do, or even an hour earlier, and just relax. Don't be in such a hurry. Wanting to heal, that's huge because depending on what's going on, it built up. For disease, it built up. It took time to build up. Why is anybody in a hurry to get rid of it? When it comes to an accident, it's a interruption, whether or not it's a concussion or whether or not it's a bleed. It's an interruption in the normal norm. It takes time. So if you just look at it at that perspective and you take your time, you can accomplish anything. Maybe not perfect, maybe you're not at the caliber you want. So start at a lower tier and work your way up and work your way up. It took me years, and I mean years, to pull out and to really understand what the heck my brain does with what it sees, how it processes. And my body, I'm learning more and more and more how food can affect the way it feels, the way I ache, the way I sleep. you don't even have to have a gluten sensitivity to be effective, because sugar affects people. Sugar affects people in many ways. So, but really looking at you and what your body does compared to what other people's bodies do, what your mind does compared to what other people's minds do, it's kind of fantastic. But your gift is your unique ability to do things. Yeah, I know the garbage man is here. Sometimes we don't see what we can actually do because we're overshadowed by the people. We're overshadowed by the fact that that person has, more ability than I do. They can do more perfect than I do. They do everything perfect, But you do things the way you do things. When I have done my kind of cross-stitch projects, I always have mistakes in it. But I look at it as my own unique thing. So yeah, you count and you do the graphs and you do this, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be yours. I've learned how to cover up mistakes that people can't even tell I did anything wrong. But I know it. I know this is off. I know this color's wrong. I know this extra color's here and not there. It's not true to the craft, but it's my unique thing. It's my unique ability to cover that and to keep going and to create it into something that looks similar but isn't quite 100% perfect, because I'm not perfect. So why do I hold myself to a standard of being perfect when perfection, I don't even believe exists? I think we just go with the norm of what anybody else says is perfect is. That you're your own perfect, unique self. So you have your own perfect, unique gifts. If it's talking to people and you can get them to see other things. If it's smiling at people that aren't so smiling and just saying hello, that's huge. If it's calling somebody who doesn't have anybody that they see and saying hello and just checking on them, just for the heck of it, not because you need something, it's a gift. If you can share something that you have done in the past that maybe is a skill that somebody else is trying to accomplish, that again, that's another beautiful thing, another gift. So there's so many things you can give, there's so many things you can offer that doesn't cost money, that you have in you. How do you live with your brain injury? How do you cope? What do you do? What do you eat? How do you go by your day? Things that work for you could work for other people, or people have to modify them to work for them. So that's the beauty of your journey, because we can attach our journey saying, hey, now this is what I've done, but this is what I've done. And you can put them together, and who knows? But it's talking to people, it's understanding what they're stuck with, because maybe you were there. Because if I did this and this is how I got out. It's effort. And it's work. But you're worth the work and the effort. So why wouldn't you want to tell the world, I've accomplished this and I'm here? And yes, I have this wrong. But yeah, I can still do this. And create something beautiful from a bad thing. I look at life like that now, and it helps. And yes, you get good days, you get your bad days, you get down. Last night when I did the video, yeah, and honestly, it was a moment, it was a time, so why not be real? But yeah, I get in that mode, and then today it's better again. It just, everything comes crashing, and you need to talk about it, and then it gets out. And I usually, look at things and talk it out and journal, but to share a bad day with a good day, a bad moment with a good moment, nobody's gonna be totally 100% positive and great all the time. We're gonna have good moments and bad moments, but it's what you do with the bad moments to make them good. How do you work through them? I have to work through them by talking it out, by getting out of me. So, but other people maybe need to go out, maybe need to go shopping, maybe need to just get distracted that way. Change the room, go outside, and take a walk. Get your mind off of things by not getting so stuck in your head on the subject. Yeah, having a brain injury, you can't escape it. You can't walk out of your body and go, okay, I'm gonna take a break. Okay, I'll come back to it. You can't do that. So instead, you pick up something you can do. Or you go for a walk and you kind of look at what is around you still. Look at what you do have. Because other people may not have the things you have. So appreciate. And, you never know what can happen. But definitely, I have picked up things that I haven't picked up before to try different avenues. Why? Because you're a different person, or because you're in a different space, or you have a different maturity. But as you go through life and all the bad, finding the good is actually fun. Finding something within that you can cling on, I think is pretty cool. So, but definitely, you do have gifts. Everybody's individual. So if you sit down and you really look at yourself, you'll see you are a gift. And what you have to offer is still something that matters. Everybody seems to have something that they're broken from, but it's how can we get back up and keep going? So if you do something good for you, have something that you hone on, that's your gift. It's the beauty of what you can give, and it's the beauty of what you can create. It's the beauty of what you can accomplish. But looking at the little things, that's just such a gift. And I'm glad I can see them now. So, thank you. Have a good day.